Hello, welcome to Nezo's Bad Shop. You're looking at a YD-2 E+, and this is an unboxing video. So, yes, this box is the most up-to-date revision of the YD-2 E+. This design came out only, I think, a year and a half ago, but the E+ itself came out several years ago. But this, yes, being the latest version, iteration, revision, whatever word you want to use. In this photo, you can see what the car looks like. None of these electronics or batteries come with the car. It's an assembly kit. I gotta add all that. But the updated vision will give us the updated lower arms that have more droop, so give us more shock travel. And we will have updated lower front arms that give us more clearance down there where the metal rod comes out for the knuckle. And we should have a slightly updated knuckle that has 2 holes on the bottom of the knuckle instead of 3. And those are the revision updates, aside from what's in the manual for settings on the car, lengths of the turnbuckles, the measurements that we will build them to. And this being the plus version of the E, I can tell you that this car, over the standard E car, comes with carbon fiber, lower and upper decks, chassis decks, and also you have aluminum shock towers in the kit, and crucially the most important piece is aluminum big bore shocks by Yokomo. So that's those are nice upgraded pieces. And for that slightly upgraded chassis you see there on the photo, there's the price. And that's about approximately $200 more than the standard E, the non-plus. Yeah, so just to give you an idea there, that's what it is. And this price is in Canadian dollars. I am a Canadian. This is a Canadian channel. And yes, oh, I forgot to say bonjour to my friends out in Quebec. A bunch of people in Quebec watching. And yes, good to have you along for the ride. And I would tell you a little bit more about this car if there were some more words on the box, but there isn't. So anyways, we'll just get to cutting it open and see what's in the box. Well, let's do this. There's the old Yokomo seal. I'll grab my trusty hobby knife. Yoink. And let's open the box. Ooh. Got that new box smell. Always like that, and it looks like there's a bag inside a bag inside a bag. Okay, so well, we'll open the bag and we'll go from there. Bag of bags. Ready? Whee! Oh my goodness, I'm dropping stuff. Okay, so let's look here. We got stuff everywhere. There's a foam bumper. Nice. Foam bumper. Tool set. We always get a nice little tool set. I got a lot of those right now. Shock oil, standard number 300 and 200 for the plastic shocks. Standard issue across pretty much every YD-2. And if I look in, what's this? Excuse me, this is bag number 10. Shocks. So bag number 10, shocks, and this is the big bore set of shocks, so aluminum bodies. Still get the green and pink springs. That's been a standard thing for some time across pretty much most of the YD-2s. And this being the big bore set, we get the upgraded set of bladders, the pink fluoride ones. And we still get clear O-rings from the bottom of the shocks, that's standard. But we have optional top hats, short and long. I'd recommend the long ones all over because it gives you more length. And yeah, the aluminum shocks are very nice, and 4-hole pistons, big bore style. Where are those pistons? There they are, 4 holes. Very nice. Those are really nice. They work well. And bag number 9 is the lower arms, and there's the lower arms, more droop. See the downward angle there. So that'll give us more overall length options, but more travel crucially, aka droop. And here we have 2 of the most standard bags in all of YD-2 existence. Bag number 11, pretty much the same bag through every kit. Big Batman diffuser, small shorty diffuser, excuse me, body pins, some screws, the body posts, and the front bumper assemblies. That's a standard bag, and so is this one, bag number 12, double-sided tape, the battery the battery holders, because this is an E kit, so you get both style battery holder, shorty and long. If this were an S kit, you'd only be able to use shorty battery, so that's that. And there's the carbon fiber upper deck, very nice. Very similar to the original Plus deck, the original YD-2 Plus deck, sorry. I have the original YD-2 Plus, that looks familiar. Now, if we open this bag of bags, we'll find more chassis hardware. Let me in. Yes, look at that. Okay, so putting all this out in the open. Bag number 3, standard YD-2 diff. This has been the same diff across pretty much every YD-2, except for some of the higher end kits that give you aluminum outdrives. But plastic gears. And gives you the 10,000 weight oil to put in it, and it comes pre-assembled. You just gotta open it up, fill it, and away you go. I like that. Saves you a bit of time not having to build it. Bag number 7. This is this is the front end, lower front arms, and you can see the shortened length here. Right here, that's a shorter length than the original Plus and basic cars, so that is an update. And that's nice. That gives us a little bit more tunability. 5.8 mil balls, ball stud, ball cups for the front end, and that's fine because those still work pretty good, and they're pretty robust. And if we move along, bag number 4 is the transmission. There's a 20-tooth pinion, 4-gear transmission, gears up the top. See the thing there? So the gears go up the top, diff is there, and the motor's on the low side. So low CG, and this cannot be adjusted, so that's that. Low CG, low position, mid motor. And spur gear and motor plate right there, aluminum. And what's this? Bag number 2. This is the bell crank assembly. This has been the same ever since the original releases, Plus and Basic, and pretty much every YD-2 kit that gets a bell crank direct steering linkage like this, steering setup, gets this, and it has not changed. And there's the ball cups, the 4.3 mil ball cup set that you get as per standard. Yes, bag number 5. These are the servo horns, solid servo horn. There might be an addendum sheet in there. There might not be, but if there was, it will say that don't use the servo horn if it's included, which I don't see it anywhere. In the old manuals, it said that, and we got moved away from those servo savers, mainly because they don't work good for drift cars, but the Okuma ones really didn't work good, so yeah, we gave up on those pretty quick. But the solid servo horn does work well. Drift cars, even though they can get up to a nice little quick speed, they can go pretty quick. They generally don't go as fast as speed cars, like rubber tire cars, grip cars. So even when you hit the wall, your servo's generally alright. It'll take a bit of a jolt, but it usually doesn't break the gears inside. And of all the drifting I've done to this date, since like 2014, I have never broken a servo in one of my drift cars from hitting the wall. I usually break something else, like a ball cup or, oddly enough, a turnbuckle. Yeah, so bag 5. And those work pretty good, by the way. And if we keep going, here is bag number 8. The knuckles and the bearings and drive shafts, standard. But I can tell you that these knuckles, here, the front knuckles, 2 holes top, 2 holes bottom. That's an updated from the original release. The original release cars, the Plus and Basic. So that's nice. And the rear knuckles are the same. Those have not changed. And that's that. So that's the way to go. Bag number 9 is a nice bag because oh, look at that, they've given another Allen key in there. That's interesting. I never noticed that in the other ones. But they give you an Allen key for the shock mount pillar, the shock mounts there that are 3 mil internal hole inside of that, but 2 mil thread for the screw. And you see the aluminum shock towers. And these designs, I'm pretty sure, have been the same ever since the original version of the E Plus and the Plus cars. I remember my original YD-2 Plus, I don't think the shock tower looks like this. I don't think. I'll have to go back and look, but I don't remember it having double tiered holes. That came later, as far as I remember. But yeah, to get double tiered holes there, which is really nice, gives you lots of shock mount options. So I do say, yeah, use the tall shock hats, the top hats, so that you can utilize any hole you'd like. And those are a nice touch. They look really good. And that's that. And the last bag before we get to the chassis plate and manual and stuff is bag number 1. Bulkheads, toe block mounts, aka suspension mounts, the wheel hex hubs, servo mount, and yeah, most of the front bulkhead and stuff. And there's the rear brace where the motor sits under. So that's that, standard issue. And if I look, oh, this chassis plate's not even in a bag. That's interesting. Normally they're in a bag. This is the E chassis plate, and this got slightly updated from the original E Plus plate, I believe, because this looks a little bit different. There's a few more cutaways, I think, from the original E Plus plate. I might have to go do some sweaty research in the archive to verify that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I know from the original Plus this is definitely a redesign, but from the original revision of the E Plus, this might be also updated. I can tell you the SX3 used pretty much this plate with some extra trimmings here, and also had extra slots here, 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 and I think somewhere else over here. But anyways, the SX3 did use a version of the E Plus plate, so that was pretty interesting. But yeah, so that's that. It's a nice looking plate still, and your car will look pretty good with it. And the E Plus, and this is interesting because please download English version instruction manual from this QR code. Okay, so you're telling me this is a Japanese version manual? But I'm in Canada, and this car was shipped to Canada, and usually anything for North America is sent with an English version manual, so interesting. But maybe the English one wasn't ready, but definitely if you go to the website, it will be there because I've downloaded all of these, so they're all there. Let's see what's inside, whether it is Japanese or not, and whatever other things are inside the manual. Take a look at it in a second. And let's see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't be running away on me. Oh, there's some English in there. No, there's no English. Look at that. No English. Okay, so I'm going to have to download the manual, but no big deal. There's the addendum thing for the servo. So yeah, use the horn instead and use the other... you can use the same screws, I'm pretty sure, just don't use the horn. And they've stapled that to that section, so that's why I didn't see it right away. So that's that. This is interesting because one of the other kits I recently unboxed also said please download the manual, the English version manual anyway, so well, that's kind of a collectible. It's Japanese, printed Japanese. Alright, so there's the manual, straightforward, and you can download the updated one like I suggest. And what's in the rest of the manual? A sticker sheet and the parts listing, the parts listing. And of course, we know Yokomo has trouble with getting stickers right, and this just says YD-2 and Plus. Well, it is an E Plus, so this is, I guess, the most correct wrong sticker sheet of all of it, because it is a YD-2, it is Plus, but it should say E Plus if we're being stingy. But we kind of are, because there's so many flavors of YD-2. I want to be able to identify mine properly, but we know Yokomo has a trouble doing this, so that it is what it is. However, I'm just happy there is one in there. Yay. So that's that, and I'll have to download the manual, don't forget. But that's that, YD-2E Plus unbox. The next time you see this car, it'll probably be on track, for a shakedown and initial test of the latest revision setting in the manual, and then after it'll get some tuning and fun stuff, and maybe I'll turn it into a mid-range rental car, because I don't really have a use for this car other than maybe a rental car or just comparison. So we'll see, or it could be someone's first car, you never know. But yeah, it'll be built by me, and we'll get it on track, film it for more stuff, do a whole series. And oh yes, one thing I must tell you about these letter cars. See that? The E? Doesn't matter if it's a plus, but I must tell you something about the YD-2s and certain letters. The E, the S, and the R lineage, family, chassis. All those letters. A couple months ago, Yokomo discontinued them. So you can no longer order from Yokomo the E family the S family or the R family, and that includes the SX3, the RX, the Teams versions of those, and all the past ones: E plus, EX, EX2, S plus, SS, R, RX, R plus, all of those. The ones you can order, the reason why they discontinued all these is because they have the YD-2 Z, ZS, ZRTR, and ZX carbon fiber hotboy. So that's the current family you can get, and all of those are pretty much better out-of-the-box drivers than all the previous family by slim margin, but they did improve on them. The ZS was an oddball, though. Yeah, I explained it in that video. But anyways, this will be a nice runner. I know it from past experience with other people's cars that I built before them. Actually, someone in the last month or two, I just finished their E Plus and did a nice little version 1 sweaty tune for them, and they're loving it so far. So they might we might have to do some more tuning soon, because they're starting to do really well. But anyways, yeah, it's a great car, and you'll see it next on track soon. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you got one, if you upgraded yours, if you just left it the way it is, whether you got this box version, this design version, or if you got an earlier version. Let me know. And yeah, we'll talk online. I like to respond to comments and stuff. I love the interaction, and I appreciate everybody watching, and I can't thank y'all enough, because I wouldn't be where I am and all that stuff without y'all, especially the YouTube. So yes, thank you for watching, part of the Bad Shop audience, and we'll see you soon. Y'all have a great day, and cheers.